Alright, what's up, CSA? It's the start of a new year, and we're back with another interview. Today I have Miss Alexander with me, and we've got some pretty interesting questions, so I hope you really enjoy this one. How's your day going?
Pretty good so far. I guess it's the end of the day, so it's good.
Yeah, it's good that we shoot these things not in the morning.
Yeah, I'd be too tired for that.
So I guess we'll get straight into it. I'll start off with an easy one. What's your favorite color?
Definitely yellow. One, because it looks good on me,
Okay.
and two, because it's pretty.
Alright. Is there any certain shade, like a dandelion or anything?
I like mustard and dandelion. So
Okay.
I like a nice pale yellow, but I also like a good fall yellow.
Alright. What's your opinion on like a metallic yellow? One
Like
that's
gold?
close to a gold, but not quite a gold.
I mean, it's gold, I guess.
Yeah.
I would probably wear like a gold dress,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I would be as excited about that as a mustard dress.
Ah.
So
So mustard is the way to go
mustard
then.
is the way to go.
Alright. Which is more pleasant to look at? The mustard or the dandelion?
Maybe the dandelion.
Dandelion?
I think the mustard pairs well with other stuff though.
Okay.
Like I can wear it with a certain pair of jeans, or like it looks good with my skin tone.
Right. Okay. What is your favorite food?
Ooh, what is my favorite food? Probably pizza,
Alright.
because like you can't go wrong with pizza.
That's true.
Columbus has some really good local pizza places, so that's really nice.
Yeah.
Swanzig's, Mancino's, being back home and getting those, love it. I miss
What-
Carlos's. I heard it's not
It's not
up
quite
to
the
par
same.
anymore. That
It's
makes me a
not-
little sad.
Yeah. I mean, it's still good, but
It's not
you
the
know,
same.
Yeah. And a lot of people say that it's more greasy than it was.
It's always been greasy.
Really?
Yeah. You always had to take a napkin and just kind of
Dab it on.
dab it a little bit.
So what's your favorite pizza place around here?
Probably Swanzig's. I did that a few times over the summer. And I also like that they have their lunch special during the
Yes.
week.
Yes.
So it's closer to like $6 now, but it's still a giant slice of pizza.
Yeah.
2 breadsticks and a drink.
Yeah. I feel like
$6.
Swansig's is the best for what you're getting.
It's really good.
I feel like with most places, like big box pizza places, you're getting just a little
gotta
bit
pay,
of
like, a
sauce, a
lot,
little bit
yeah.
of cheese, and with Swansig's, it feels like
So
you're
much
getting like
cheese.
actual pizza.
It's really good. That's
So
some good
what's
pizza.
what's your opinion on Greeks?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it is up to par with some of the other places around.
A lot of people say that Greeks has to be fresh for it to be good. What's your opinion on that?
I don't think I've ever had fresh Greeks.
Really?
Yeah, so I lived in, well, maybe I have. I lived in Indy for a couple years.
Yeah.
And Greeks is really big up there.
Okay.
So I went to a couple there and I got like their lunch special. So I don't know if that wasn't fresh,
Right.
but maybe I need to go and try fresh Greeks apparently.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I think it's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's fresh.
When it's fresh, yes.
Interesting.
I think Greeks is only good when it's fresh. That's just my opinion. Like I've had it whenever it's old, and it's kind of like you know how grease will clump up whenever whenever it gets old.
Yeah.
I feel like it does that on the pizza, and
Ugh.
it kind of makes it like thick and chunky.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very appetizing.
Yeah. Especially on something with cheese and I don't know.
Yeah, all the other stuff.
Yeah.
No thanks.
So why do you think we aren't seeing as many things on the Ukraine war right now on the news?
So that's a good question. And something I've been trying to think about since I saw the questions. I don't know. Because it really did. It just kind of disappeared,
Yeah.
right? Like we were hearing so much about it. And I feel like when I was student teaching, like it's all we were talking about in
Yeah.
class. Like we'd be talking about the Cold War and then we'd start talking about it. So yeah, I don't really know like how it just kind of disappeared. I don't know if we're like, okay, well it's happening, so we've just accepted it.
Right.
Or if there are other things that we're just more distracted by now.
Right. Well,
Because-
and the thing that really blows my mind is it's like they're actually trying to take back parts of Ukraine right now. And you
Yeah.
would think that that would be a big enough deal to where we would
Yeah.
be talking about that.
Well, they're essentially doing a lot of what countries were doing before World War I and World War II.
Yeah.
like trying to take over areas that aren't theirs, or having these loyalties and alliances that are just leading to poor relationships.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
But right now it feels like it's just Russia and Ukraine. But
yeah, do you think that it will spread into more alliances?
I don't know. It could potentially become something, I think, but I feel like it would have by now, if that makes sense. Like if something really big was going to come out of all of that was going to affect more than that direct area, I feel like it would have happened already, but who knows? It could just, the tension could keep building, and that could lead to something bigger. It's interesting to like watch it happen.
Yeah.
Like, am I watching World War III fold out? Don't know. Hopefully not.
So, obviously you're a history teacher, so you know quite a bit about history.
I know some stuff.
Do you think that this is another Cold War situation?
No. So the Cold War is just such a huge thing, and it's all about the way that we looked at communism and the way that we looked at Russia and like global competition. So there's just so much that goes into the Cold War, and it's in the context of post-World War II and trying to rebuild.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't compare it exactly to that, but I can see some similarities.
Okay.
I think it's more similar to like maybe before World War II, when Hitler started his blitzkrieg, where he essentially just started firing through countries to get what he wanted.
Right.
So I think it's more similar to that than the Cold War.
So with you making that comparison, is it fair to say that Putin might be the new Hitler?
Well, he hasn't started genociding yet, so that's good.
Right.
And he hasn't gone full blitzkrieg. He for sure, like when they first started attacking Ukraine, it kind of felt like that kind of attack. But I don't know. Like, has he calmed down?
Right.
Or are we just not hearing about it? I guess I'm gonna look into this tonight.
All right. Well, moving into our next question. What advantages do you have when it comes to teaching students that are just a little bit younger than you?
I remember what it's like to be a student. Like, it's pretty fresh in my brain.
Yeah.
So I think that gives me a lot of empathy and like understanding. Yeah, mostly that. Sometimes I almost feel like it's a disadvantage because sometimes kids don't want to listen to me.
Yeah.
But I'm getting into that, so we're getting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely like knowing that I can be on your level, and like especially being an alumni of CSA.
Yeah.
I can really say like I've been in your shoes. I know what you're going through. You know.
Right. So, with you being the first student to teacher here at CSA, do you think that has given you any sort of advantage or upper hand in being a teacher here?
I think so. I think I already, understand the school culture and how things work. There was a little bit of onboarding to, how do I like plan PBL. But it's really been an easy transition, and everybody has been very welcoming. And it feels a lot like it did being a student here, which is just great.
Cool.
Yeah.
So moving on to our next question. This is a bit of a random one, but I think this is one that once you really get to know a person, you'll learn that their opinions on this certain thing really do change what you really could think of them.
Okay.
So, what is your opinion on people with black hair?
I forgot about this question. People with black hair. Well, I once had black hair.
Okay.
And I don't think it really determines much other than what your hair looks like, I guess.
Okay.
So, you have black hair, that's cool. That's pretty much it.
So a lot of people think that, black hair associates with people being mean and people being rebellious. Do you think that there's any connection between those two?
I mean, yeah, that's why back when I was when I was a teenager, I had black hair for a little bit because it was me, you know, being rebellious and wanting to stand out. And I think people maybe did think I was meaner than I was.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I went back to blonde, people were like, oh, okay. Like, that's just a blonde person. They're not going to come beat me up. Like, I feel like people thought that when I had black hair,
So, obviously going back to the history part of things, stereotypes are a really big thing in our culture. And we look back on history and we notice that there have been a lot of stereotypes that have carried on into our natural lives. How long do you think it will take for people to stop having this negative thought on people with black hair?
I don't know, because historically it almost is like something that, you know, signals rebellion.
Yeah.
Or, you know, out of the norm. If you think of like rock stars in the 70s and 80s and all that, it's like, oh, they all have black hair. So I don't know I would think like what's the next phase of it, you know, because we had, you know, our rock stars, then it was the grunge, and then it was the emos and the scene kids. So who's next, really?
Yeah.
I don't think it will go away.
Do you think that we'll ever have a point where black hair is a positive?
I don't even think of it as a negative, but like to society, maybe. I don't know.
All right. So this is one that I kind of came up with because this school year with my interviews, I want to ask the small questions that can really tell a lot about a person. This is a question that I didn't ask anybody during any of my other past interviews. And so with that being the case, I want to ask you, what is the most used app on your phone?
What do I use the most? Probably either Facebook or messaging.
Okay.
It'd be a close tie.
Okay.
I used to use Snapchat a lot more, but then I turned my notifications off of it, so I don't know when people Snapchat me, so I don't open it that often. So yeah, probably Facebook and Messenger.
If you don't mind me asking, what is it, because I don't have Facebook, what is it that people really do on Facebook? Is it like a scrolling app?
It's social media, so some of it is like, you know, scrolling through memes and posts and updates. The older I get, the more that I like keeping up with people. A lot of people that I went to high school with, I'm still friends with on Facebook, and you know, I see them going for their careers, growing their families, getting married, all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm usually either meme scrolling or seeing what everybody else is doing.
All right.
Or sometimes it's a little mindless, but
right.
Yeah.
So sticking with social media, obviously the big thing that everybody's into right now is TikTok.
Oh yeah.
So have you ever been on TikTok?
I have the app downloaded on my phone. I don't think I ever got addicted to it like people do. But I would like mindlessly scroll sometimes during the earlier phases of the pandemic.
Yeah.
But I always just forget that it exists.
Yeah. Like
I forget that I have it on my phone, and I'll get notifications and I'm like, I don't care. But you know, TikTok's fun.
Yeah.
It's not as good as Vine was back in the day.
Vine is the original.
Vine is the original. So yeah, it'll never be as good as Vine, but TikTok is very fun and very, like, yeah, definitely probably would be addicted to it if I was a teenager.
So obviously it's not nearly as big of a thing right now, but about a year or two ago, we were really big into the whole dancing for TikTok.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that? Because that was a really big thing.
I mean, I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Especially like teenagers need to have some kind of creative outlet where you can just be a weird teenager.
Yeah.
Mine was YouTube. So my best friend and I had a YouTube channel, and we just did the weirdest stuff.
Yeah.
Like, like the cinnamon challenge, the gallon challenge. So, I mean, we used to do stupid stuff on YouTube, and now you just do stupid stuff on TikTok. Or dancing. Like, it's just fun. It's just an outlet for you to, either express some kind of creativity or, just let things out. I think it's cool.
So...
It just gets a little overused.
When you talk about the things that you did on YouTube, one of the things that you just mentioned was the cinnamon challenge, which, for those of you who don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, it's basically a challenge where you take a spoonful of cinnamon and you try to eat it.
Yeah. Mouthful of powder.
Yes. The challenge with this is there's not enough saliva or moisture in your mouth to be able to swallow it, so you end up coughing it back up. A lot of these challenges that your child's generation,
you can call it my generation.
it's not really your generation, it's like your childhood, you know.
I mean, that was a big millennial thing, so I think saying my generation is fair, because that's like pretty much me up to people 10 years older than me.
So what is your opinion on the whole challenge thing?
It was just fun, stupid teenage stuff to do.
Yeah. I know, some of it got out of hand, and, you had the Tide Pod challenge and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. I never did the Tide Pod challenge. That was after me, but...
Yeah. I know there was also, ones where you would take a video of you jumping out of the car and dancing as the car was going, and,
Oh, a big one was, in 2013, was the Harlem Shake.
What's that?
So it was this song where it would just break down, and then it would go and do the Harlem Shake. And then when they did that, you would just start it would be a video, and it's almost like a flash mob where everybody would start dancing or doing weird stuff.
Okay.
You'll have to look up YouTube videos of the Harlem Shake.
Con los terroristas.
The Harlem Shake.
It was a big viral thing. We did one on the way to New Orleans in 2013.
Okay.
Probably exists somewhere.
So, on the topic of challenges, obviously we've got our own. You've got your own.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of challenges did you hear from your parents that they had?
Oh gosh.
Or maybe not even challenges, but just silly stuff that, you would have thought was stupid as a kid. And they did, and it was completely normal.
I don't know. My parents don't really talk about their childhoods or what they did when they were kids. I mean, they used to play outside a lot more than I think we did.
Yeah.
But I mean, I even grew up playing outside, so I don't know. That's a good question. I guess I'm not close enough with my parents to know. Oops. Sorry, Mom and Dad.
Alright, so moving on to our next topic. Obviously, with the North and East games coming up right now, everybody wants to know everybody's opinion. You being a CSA student, who's better, North or East?
Well, North was my home school, and I did color guard at North, so I have to say North.
All right. What's your reasoning?
Because I marched for North, so
Okay.
I guess I don't know what I would say now if I had been marching now, since it's all one band.
Yeah.
Really, it's just loyalty to my to the sound of North, which doesn't exist anymore. It's fine.
I don't know what you've heard, but the North band director is quite strict now. Was the band director that you guys had maybe nearly as strict as some people say this one is?
Not really. We had 2 band directors, so we had Mr. Stoltz and Mr. Burton, and both of them were pretty friendly. Like, you know, obviously they're your leaders in band. Band is tough. Like, it's not just like standing in one place and playing a tuba or something.
Right.
Like, there's a lot that goes into it, so they do need to kind of be a little tough, but nothing that I ever was like, please stop yelling at me, I'm gonna cry. You know? Yeah. Nothing that I couldn't handle.
Did you ever have kids that would pass out, like, on the field and stuff?
No, we didn't typically pass out on the field, but yeah, I definitely would be the kid that sometimes would be like puffing my inhaler when I'm making us run laps for being bad. And yeah, no, we were pretty like adamant about like making sure everybody stayed hydrated, that everybody had enough sunscreen. They gave us popsicle breaks during like band camp and stuff, and we would just go sit in the shade because it's so hot some years. Jeez. So they were pretty good about making sure that we weren't gonna pass out, which, you know, they're like legally obligated to take care of you. So
yeah, I know, because I did marching band for 1 year, and there was one day, it was like probably 98 degrees outside, and we were all in our marching position, just holding still, and everybody's knees were locking up, and so it would cut off circulation to your legs, and people would just start collapsing.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can ask anybody who was in that marching band of that year, they'll remember that. Like, just seeing people dropping like flies. It was crazy.
That's funny.
And I think what made it even crazier was the band director, like, you had one person that would escort the people who just collapsed off, and then the band director was at the top of this podium, like, screaming at you to just keep playing.
Like the drum major stand, like that. Fun.
Yeah. So I mean, I think band is very competitive.
Oh, it is. It absolutely is. And it's a lot of work, a lot of hard work, a lot of time.
Yes.
Like, I used to I would try to sit down and calculate how much time that I spent practicing, and it was like hundreds of hours.
Yeah. Did you even have time for a job?
I did have a job in high school. I worked at the Subway over by North.
Okay.
I didn't like it. But, you know, most people don't like their first jobs.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And I mean, the Subway, like, what's that like?
It was okay. Obviously, I didn't work like during the school lunches, so I didn't have to worry about a bunch of kids coming in at once or anything. Right. It was fine. It was an okay first job. It was like too much, like, pressure. Yeah. It's like, I'm 16. Like, I don't need this.
Right. So moving on to our next topic. This is one that's very opinion based. One that we were actually kind of talking about this in class the other day. Is chocolate overrated?
No.
No?
No. Okay. Chocolate is delicious.
Okay.
Especially dark chocolate.
Okay.
But so is other candy.
Okay.
I like sour candy, you know, a lot.
Yeah.
Have you ever had those like sour punch straws?
No.
That's like my favorite sour candy.
Like the sweet tart ropes?
No.
Or something different?
They're called sour punch straws.
Huh.
They're really good.
Okay.
I'll bring you some sometime.
Okay. What flavors do they have?
They have strawberry, green apple, and blue raspberry for sure.
Okay.
That's what I've seen.
Just 3 flavors?
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're able to...
They usually will either come in like a package, like a long package, kind of like a Twizzlers package almost.
Yeah.
Or in like a mixed bag. mixed bag of goodies.
Okay. And are they always long or?
If it's in like the big Twizzler pack, it'll be long. They also come in like an assorted candy bag. They'll come in like the little packs.
Okay.
Like you might get them on Halloween.
Now, a lot of complaints that people have with sour candy is it's normally sticky.
It is very sticky.
It is sticky
Like
with
super
these?
sticky.
Okay. Because, like you look at something like Sour Patch Kids, and it's like, those aren't really sticky, you know?
They're not. But I'm thinking about those sour straws, and they're definitely very sticky.
Yeah. It's just... So back on to chocolate. Why do you think that chocolate isn't overrated?
I don't know. I don't see it everywhere. Nobody's like in my face like, you need to like chocolate or else. Like other things that are overrated. Like I don't feel like it's excessive or anything. Like, you know, everybody likes chocolate.
I just feel like...
Why
you know,
do you think chocolate is overrated?
I do.
Why?
I do. Because chocolate is everywhere. Like, literally. Like, name anything. Literally anything.
Any place?
Anything. A
Cat?
place, a cat.
Cat.
Okay. I'm going to get on my computer right now, and I can guarantee I can find a chocolate cat.
Well, yeah. Why not have a chocolate cat? Sounds pretty good to me.
And my computer's not working. But it's a thing, you know? There's chocolate everything.
But it's good. Do you not like chocolate?
I do like chocolate. I love the Crunch Bars, okay?
Those are good.
Like, the rice, it's so good. But I just feel like it's chocolate everything, you know?
That's fair.
Like, there's chocolate cakes. They made chocolate Twizzlers at one point. There's chocolate kisses. There's chocolate bars. There's mini chocolate bars. There's chocolate cups, the peanut butter cups. I mean, it's chocolate everything.
Because chocolate is good.
Chocolate is good.
Chocolate chips.
Chocolate chips, chocolate chunks. And then, you know what you use them for? Chocolate chip cookies.
Chocolate ice cream.
Chocolate ice cream.
Chocolate flavored things.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
Because chocolate is so good.
Chocolate covered bacon.
Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate.
You ever had chocolate covered bacon?
No, but that sounds really good.
It's really good.
I bet that. I want to try like sometimes they'll have the potato chips just covered in chocolate.
Yeah.
I want to try that.
It's
They have a
crazy.
Reese's cup that has potato chips
Potato
in it.
chips in it. It
But
su-
you
that
can't really
sucks.
taste it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, okay,
I
this
don't
is
like
just
that.
a Reese's cup.
With crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks. I hate that. So on to our last topic. This is a topic that only a few people will really understand it, but you know, it's one that has to be answered. Why not goat?
Why not goat? I don't even understand what that question means.
You don't have to.
Why not goat?
Why not goat? I need a reason.
Because cow.
Because cow.
Because cow.
That's a fair point.
Yep. I try.
So, you heard it here first, folks. Why not goat? Because cow. I think that's going to be the end of it for today. Thank you for listening, everybody. Have a nice day.